Hi guys, Anastasia here. I'm going to talk to you today about Taurus Rising. Stick around, I'm going to break it down by the rulers of Taurus, by Venus in different houses, giving you additional insight on what it means to have Venus in the 3rd or 5th or 11th. I did do a video breaking down the difference between Sun, Moon, and Rising. There is a link to it below. You can go back and check it out. If you're not quite sure how to find your rising sign, there's a link for that as well. And I do readings. If you're interested, you can always reach out, and I'd appreciate if you subscribe and leave me a comment below saying what you think about this video. So let's dive in. What does it mean to be a Taurus rising? So first of all, Taurus is ruled by Venus. So if you have that as your rising sign, you are a child of Venus, and you probably have some of those Venusian features. Ascendant or rising describes our personality and our physical appearance. So as Taurus rising, you may have those soft, beautiful, very symmetrical, feminine features. Even a guy would probably look very kind of like soft and a little bit feminine. Not in a bad way, but there's kind of like beauty and flowing energy to it. They move very slowly, kind of deliberately and sensually. Usually they're very set in their ways, and as far as like, you know, choosing the same colors, they may be drawn to green or blue or pink kind of palette. And usually they do have a nice voice. They can be good singers. And height wise, they're not very tall. I would say they're probably like average height, and a little bit like stocky built. It's and very like curvy body. So as far as the personality goes, being ruled by Venus makes them kind of like really good at savoring the moment. They enjoy taking things slowly. They are trying to, you know, savor every word, every smell, every action. You cannot rush them. You really need to kind of like stick with their pace and do things at their pace. They love food, obviously, and they oftentimes might eat the same thing again and again and again. I dated a guy, he for a while just like ate the same dish every day at the same restaurant, and to me, with my Gemini energy, it was like, I don't get it. I could never understand it. This gets boring to me really quickly. Very usually focused on having a partner, very like sensual, and they enjoy tactile sensations, not only food, but just, you know, like being pampered, getting a massage, kind of exploring the world of the senses. They are oftentimes very kind of like attached to their habits and to the people they're with. Sometimes they can get stuck in a relationship where it no longer serves them, but it feels comfortable, so they're not letting it go. They're very creative. Usually, even if they don't have a creative hobby, they will be a patron of the arts. They will probably, like the ex that I mentioned, he was on a committee, like a member of New York orchestra, something as like, you know, pretty cool like that. And they are usually very patient and very good listeners, and they enjoy their creature comforts and their kind of luxurious things. They probably don't hesitate to spend money on something fancy or beautiful, right? They can be kind of possessive with their loved ones or their things. And of course, all of this will be modified by the position of Venus in the chart, as well as any planets present in the first house. Like if you have Mercury in the first, you will be extremely talkative and maybe faster than all of the other Taurus risings. So let's break it down based on the position of Venus, which is the chart ruler. Where Venus defines what this person holds valuable and where their main focus in life lies. So if you are a Taurus rising with Venus in the first house or Venus in Taurus, you are very self-oriented. You're very focused on your appearance, and you probably spend a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of energy on looking pretty. You know, a lot of energy goes into it. They're very focused on building harmony, more so than any other Taurus rising. They would make sure that everyone is happy in their surroundings. They usually like to have companionship. They are even more so creative than other Taurus rising natives, and they may reach success through creative pursuits or using their body, like being a model, being a painter, for example, being an actor of some kind. Very friendly, very charming, very attractive placement, as most Taurus risings. So if you have Venus in the second house or Venus in Gemini, you are very much focused on material security. Financial security is a big deal for you, and you value beautiful things in your surroundings. You may profit or prosper in life through selling luxury, selling products of beauty, being a decorator, for example. There is a lot more potential to be successful through collaboration, or maybe prosperity financially through marriage, success while working with a partner. And you perhaps spend on beautiful things a lot more than on other things. Like there might be beautiful artistic pieces in your apartment that you've acquired and they have like special significance to you based on what it looks like. If you have Venus in the third house or Venus in Cancer, you will be very much eloquent in your communication. You will be a very sensitive communicator, and the focus on your life will be on your local neighborhood and perhaps on your siblings. This does usually signify having really nice and happy relationships with a sibling. Being a writer, being a journalist, writing could be very good for you. Venus and Cancer in general, like Cancer energy, there's so many writers who have strong Cancer placements. So if you're not monetizing on that, or you're not tapping into it, that you might explore it. Usually life revolves not only around the sibling, but it also evolves around the neighborhood. So these people tend to have luckier and more pleasant encounters with people in their neighborhood, and maybe even date or marry someone that they encounter on their street, or maybe someone they meet through travel or correspondence, for example. They can also, one other thing, they can have career in nursing or some kind of caring profession, because Cancer is very nurturing and very giving, a very giving sign. If you have Venus in the fourth house or Venus in Leo, this makes you probably look a lot more like your mother or your father. You take after your parents a lot more. Your home is your happy place. You may spend a lot of energy beautifying the home, adding nice decor pieces, and actually just loving entertaining and having people over. You're very driven by the desire to have your own home, to have your own family. And you may be quite lucky with living in nice places. Even if it's not like a huge house, normally it would be a well-decorated or a clean home. It doesn't have to be super expensive. And there's also kind of a chance to receive a lot from your home and maybe have like a happy childhood. Of course, once again, this is just one single placement. There's other things that will affect that, like Venus and Pluto, for example, will not be as fun. But overall, it does promote harmony in relationships and a happier relationship with the mother, or having inherited from her in some way. If you have Venus in the fifth house or Venus in Virgo, there is a lot of focus in your life on creativity, romance, and children. You probably strive to be a parent. You enjoy creative things. You maybe have hobbies that your identity shines through the most. Your love life can be tricky, especially younger, because Venus is fallen in Virgo. It doesn't mean Venus, this is my placement, doesn't mean it cannot function, but it does mean that you are very self-critical and you're critical of your partners, and nobody likes being criticized or when you're nitpicky of their actions. So it might take you a while to learn how to be in a relationship and kind of go with the flow a little bit more. But the more you pursue creativity, the more you enjoy going to music, to concerts, music shows, and galleries, and enjoying the arts, even if you don't have the specific artistic talent, the happier you will be. So try to direct your attention that way. When you have Venus in Libra or Venus in the sixth house, you pride yourself on your work ethic, and you probably have really good relationships with your colleagues. It does promote harmonious relationships. You are very matter of fact in relationships sometimes. They're very concerned about maintenance that is required to have a healthy relationship. So the need here, and there's a lot of focus on like finding joy in the minutia of life, just enjoying washing the dishes, enjoying writing a report, and, you know, doing laundry, for example. Like, your purpose in life is to find joy in those things. There is a great love towards animals. There's a great love towards people who are underprivileged and a little bit less happy than you. So you may focus a lot of your energy on kind of like helping them, and you may be driven towards a healing profession or being in the legal field, for example. When you have Venus in the 7th house or Venus in Scorpio, you are very relationship oriented, and you're probably overly idealistic about relationships. You see yourself through your partner. Oftentimes you find who you are in partnership. It doesn't always have to be a marriage or romantic partnership. This can also mean you are in a business partnership. Like, you see yourself by bouncing ideas off of the other person. You enjoy communicating through your thoughts with other person, and the more you're able to get feedback, the better you're able to make your decisions. You, like I said, are very idealistic, and you look for someone very beautiful and very kind of helpful to create harmony in your life. There is also a lot of intensity in your romantic life because it is Venus in Scorpio, and Venus in Scorpio sometimes indicates meeting people who are like karmically tied to you. So at times you will have to go through heartbreak to learn how to deal with people and avoid ego struggles or ego conflicts. If you have Venus in the 8th house or Venus in Sagittarius, there's a lot of focus in your life on mysteries, on tarot, on occult, on astrology. You have really good intuition, and you are really good at collaborating with people. You can actually gain a lot through pursuing things and working with other people. A lot of times with Venus in the 8th, people bring good things to you. Say you want to go to a concert and you don't have the money to buy a ticket, your friend will get you a ticket. You may feel more self-conscious when you're younger. You may kind of feel shy and insecure. But as you get older, your self-esteem will build and increase. And there is a higher chance with this placement of a secret love affair. Whenever you have Venus in the 8th or the 12th house, there is a mystique around the person. Like, privacy is something they pride themselves on, and so there might be like love for secrets and creating secrets in your love life. Trust your intuition, pursue collaborations, and you will achieve a lot. If you have Venus in the 9th house or Venus in Capricorn, you're focused in life. You find a lot of joy in travel, in education, in talks about philosophy, in higher-minded pursuits. You may be drawn to people of foreign cultures. Chances are you will marry someone who's foreign or someone who's from a different background than you. Lots of joy and lots of success may be found through travel, and you may actually become a really great teacher or be a lifelong student. If you have Venus in the 10th house or Venus in Aquarius, you are very work-oriented, very career-oriented, and you have a very pleasant personality that everybody gets along with. You're just like cheerful, you get along with bosses. You may enjoy working in a big corporation. You kind of need to work in a social environment. Like, you cannot be locked in just by yourself. Obviously, with COVID, we all had to experience what it's like to work by ourselves. But overall, there is that desire to socialize in your career. A lot of times it does also indicate careers in creative field or having an ability to bring creative self-expression to your job. Maybe you're working in a beauty industry, maybe you're working in TV, art, like, you know, owning a gallery or working at the gallery. You can even be a plastic surgeon helping create beauty in your professional life. Whatever it is, you will be friendly, you will be a master of charm and diplomacy, and even marriage partner can be met through a job, or they will be very helpful in promoting you or furthering your career. If you have Venus in the 11th house or Venus in Pisces, another strong placement for Venus, it's exalted. Venus in the 11th gives you a lot of satisfaction from socializing. Your charm shines the most when you are surrounded by friends. You will be very much drawn to pursuits of helping other people. Like, you will be very focused on bringing joy to your friendships, and you can benefit through women, especially working with women perhaps, and from engaging with communities, like networking and reaching out to your friends could be highly beneficial for you. You may marry as well, marry a friend or someone you meet through professional get-together or through your friends. If you have Venus in the 12th house or Venus in Aries, this is more challenging. Nothing in astrology is like a death sentence, so don't be scared, but there are certain challenges to having Venus in the 12th house. What it means is that your focus in life is on spirituality, it's on transformation and healing. And to get to the point of transformation and healing, a lot of times you need to go through a lot of loss. So in your romantic life, it does mean that earlier in life, you probably will experience a sense of loss. What it's meant to do, though, it's meant to teach you to be confident in yourself and find peace in that undersea of horrors that is 12th house. I don't see it as bad. I personally have 3 planets there, but it does mean that relationships are a source of pain sometimes, and you may be drawn to people who need saving, people who will trigger something in you that will make you heal issues that you have. People who are like turbulent, people who are somehow complicated. It does also promise secretive love affair potentially, or maybe at some point in your life you would enjoy having a romance that nobody knows about. You may be really drawn to astrology, spirituality, any kind of answers that metaphysical matters can give you. And you can be, a lot of success can be reached if you move far away, as well as you can find your partner if you're traveling far away. They most likely will be someone who is a foreigner as well, someone who's more quiet and more spiritual. You do with this placement have great intuition that you sometimes need to trust. Maybe you doubt yourself, and you are pretty creative and you have good imagination. So this is all I've got. If you liked it, please subscribe to my channel and hit the thumbs up, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye guys.